Start again. Cut. Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. Well, we're back in the workshop again. Start off with, I know we go on about it, but cup racing, etc. We're only a week away now from the Silverstone GP. That's on the 28th and 29th. 28th, we've got the Burkitt 6-hour race. Very historic event, and we got 4 of these entered into that with Atomic Racing, RLM Racing, and we've got 4 very experienced drivers also out in the team. We've got Dave, Matthew, John and Rich. They're going to be part of the Atomic Racing team and MK Sportscars team. That's going to be absolutely awesome to see these pounding round and probably do somewhere in the region of 140, 150 laps. So it's a lot. And then on day 2, the day after, we've then got cup racing. So we've got 2 races on the Silverstone GP. And that's the final series clincher. So if you want to get onto that, I think that is actually going to be live streamed, the live last event. So what we'll do, if you can't get there in person and have a look at some awesome racing, we'll throw you up a link. Right, chassis time, another one going out. This one, I forgot whose is this now. Let's go and have a look. Oh, it's Mr. Ellis. So there we go, with brake line, fuel lines, floor pans, etc. If you haven't seen these guys, our nice billet pedal boxes that go in here, very swish, very smart, all nicely done with the copper brake lines and fuel lines all gone into this particular one. This has got the standard roll bar on here. It's a standard, it's cross braced and it's all done and it's all, you know, very, very durable and very, very efficient in the way it works. Looks trick as well. Safety in places because you've got driver and passengers both protected on this. Whereas a lot of bars, like this that you see on here, only protect one person, which is the driver. Well, what about the poor passenger? So on this particular one, we always make sure we do that. But there, this will be collecting the rest of the kit together and we get this out. If you want to know more about this range, the RX-5, this is going to be a Mazda car. If you want to know about Mazda cars, booster cars, etc., don't forget, hook it up, phone call, email, or come down into the factory and give us a visit. Right, it's fruit time. No, it's orange time. This is hashtag Dangerous Dave's car. So Dangerous Dave's come in, he's wanted some new bodywork on a car and we've set about fitting that onto his Indy Classic. It's definitely very tangerine and I think it looks rather trick. I do like orange though, gotta say, really trick. So Adrian's been setting about that, fitting the new, it's got the newer bonnet on here with a classic nose cone, but the newer Essex bonnet. Got the classic rear end, the classic arches, orange on here, and we've had to cut in the exhaust hose. We've also fitted on the new bonnet catches on there, which are the lockable ones, so they are very, very good. Now, IVA compatible, guys, if you put the little rubber covers over them. So that is a top tip. You always get asked about that. Are they ever compatible? Yes, but you just need a rubber cover that goes on. So rear tabs all fitted. Just last job to do on this, which is fit on the rear arches here, which would be great. And this car will look as good as the day it was born. Nice new bodywork. I mean, what more can you ask for? Looking rather trick. I think Dave's going to do a few little other changes over the winter. He's putting a dashboard in. He wants to put a bulkhead in and probably change these. These were the classic original MK arches, and I think he's going to put the new CSR style flat top ones on again, giving it a bit more modern look. And then he's going to set about doing little bits like putting his indicators in and etc. and a few other little jobs. So yeah, car's looking very, very shiny. Right guys, well if you're looking for that instant gratification car and you're not looking to build one, you want one today, well we've got here the EXO Booster Car. This is still up for sale. You're welcome to come down and see it here at the factory. It's a supercharged Hayabusa Generation 1 engine, 280 plus horsepower, let's just say bonkers fast. And if you're still in the market and this is not your bag, we have got some other things. If you jump onto the website there and go up to the link on the cars for sale page, you'll see there's actually a few little cars, bike engine, car engine cars, all come up for sale in the marketplace. So you can get it out in the winter, get the polishing, have a little bit of tinker, ready for spring for 2024. Right, here we go guys, it's M&R time. We're doing the Vortex here with the Mazda Turbo. So many little jobs to do before all the big stuff. It looks like you're not doing anything. It's so frustrating. But silly things like this, making a surround here for the gear lever. What we do is very different with the covers, so we've had to laser cut in a nice little surround with a gator on it to slot over, ready for this to slot over the centre tunnel. That's been done, the gear lever, and a common fault on these is on the Mazdas. In fact, if Lewis jumps over here, we've got to fit a new one of these because look, it's common on the Mazdas. this gear slit, they crack, so we've got a new one of them to put on before we do the final fit, because otherwise oil can rush out of there, especially when you're at speeds, can come out of there. It makes a bit of a mess. And then we've been on with, again, wiring. So ECU, gone back to what we're doing with the demo cars and the other car here and the Westfield. Loom, ECU, all ready to go in now. What we have to do is take off all the plenum. This is have to come off to route all the wiring through. Here we've got throttle position sensors, cam sensors and all of that. All of this has to be run under here, so the plenum comes off, and then collect all the injectors which are tucked down in there, which is the only unfortunate thing. And then while we're there, we've done the fuel line. So we've got AN6 fittings on here. We've got a fuel line, and at the end here, Joseph's made a nice little adapter and a bracket here for the fuel pressure regulator, and then we've plumbed in the lines into the main copper lines down here, which feed back to the fuel tank. While we're under there, battery mount's gone in, that last bracketry, and a nice powder coated and nice PC680 battery on there. Then we've done final fit really on the radiator and intercooler, that's been done, and we've made a nice little shroud here. This will duct some of the cold air over for a cold air feed here for the turbo, so trying to shield some of that hot air coming off the back here. So we start off in a better place for the turbo and everything else. For this turbo, it's a very custom install, so to get the turbo, the way it's mounted here, out, we've had to then get this machine down this bracket, weld on the bracket, this has got to be powder coated or painted, etc. next, to then mount this so that we can get this connected to the intercooler, because there isn't a 90 on here. Now you will say, well, put a straight on and put a rubber tube on and silicone pipe, etc., but sometimes with that pressure with the 90s you can pop them off, so we're just going through reliability and consistency. So we've got that done and then welded that up, and we just get that painted and powder coated as well. So all these little jobs that do take a little bit of time to do, same as the wiring, but that's plug and play now. We're pretty much good on that side of things. So get the turbo plumbed in now. All systems done. Final plumbing's done on that. As you say, that's the link pipe all made, ready for it. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get the bodywork on for the final time, because there's lots of little bits like we had to drill out the holes for the seat belts. That's all done now though, and that's all final fit and finish as well. And the handbrake cable's all routed in. That's all fit and finish as well. Fuse boxes, final time, that's all gone in. So a little bit of R&D before you get to the final finished product. Right guys, it's a demo car time with lots of intricate stuff being done on this car. So we've got a lot of development stuff we're kicking off with. One of them was the ECU, which we spoke about last week. So we've got the ME360 ECU. That's all now wired in, and that is plug and play pretty much here. You can see the new plugs on the coil packs and everywhere else. So that's all done into the injectors, same as the M&R. We used it in behind the injectors, and a TPS crank sensor. It's all literally plugs that plug together. So that's nice, really simple. We like simple. Now we've been integrating into our loom, and what we've been trying to achieve is a brand new loom which we've got off the shelf, and now we're integrating that into standard Mazda dials, which is these clocks, and all the switch gear, all of this intricate stuff and wiring and that, but we wanted to make it plug and play. So now obviously you've got things like this plug here, which you pull that across, pull that out. Oh, you got to do that when you pull a plug apart. So yeah, that comes off. This plug we have, so this loom comes into here. You've got two plugs and one that goes in for the ignition just around on this side, which is just there. So you'll plug these in, one plug, two plugs, three plugs, four plugs. This loom is the prototype one, so we get them done, and this goes into some switches as well, because there's things like hazard switches, which actually, look, it works. Now we've got it linked up to some headlights at the moment, just so we know that the lights are working. And then we've got some additional switches in here, which is that won't be used on the Mazda stalks, fog light, for example, and heater. That'll be another one. So let's see. Now Neil and Joseph have done a great job wiring this up. So you're going to have four plugs on this coming around, and one plug that comes off the audit. This is the plug off the loom, and this little harness here that plugs in goes onto the alternator. That will plug in now, and that little one there is for your starter solenoid. Bosh, in she goes, like so. That is the wiring complete then out of your existing brand new loom. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plugs off the existing loom that does everything else wired in. So now turn the ignition on, and what we'll have is indicators. They're working on the headlights at the moment, but there we've got side lights, dip beam, main beam, all working, etc. as well. We've even got the wipers. What Neil has managed to do, I haven't got it on here at the moment, Scott will show you, but with the wipers, we've actually made it so it's got intermittent wipers, as you would on the MX-5. Then you've got slow speed, high speed, and of course your wash. But it's nice to have the intermittent function working, which are not a lot of them do have. And then we've got wired in here, probably see if that works. Got the little heater, that's all wired in as well now. So the little blow heater that will come off of that, that's all plumbed in and wired up as well. So next thing, we know it cranks, but we've got to get fluids in the car, and it's a little bit rough around the edges here where we're doing the wiring and mock up. But this little loom will now get sent off, plugs done, prototypes, and we'll have a plug and play looming to the existing into using all your Mazda clocks, because you know this is a big cost exercise saving wise. You know, a speedo, rev counter, you know, all these gauges and everything else. It's a big cost saving, and we quite like them. They're quite smart, same as what you see in here. See on here, it looks quite nice. You know, it's in keeping as it came out the MX-5. It's nice and easy to use, it's nice and easy to see. So we've got that done, and then we're on with the bodywork mock-up here with the nose cones. This is a cup nose cone. It's not been done in white, this is a mock-up one, because the next job is intercooler's done, radiator is all mocked up with this particular nose cone. We have a slightly different bracket for that, and now we've got a slightly bigger oil cooler which we're going with, which is wider, which is going to be down in this section here. To help with the cooling. It's a Mazda Turbo, it's going to be a road car, probably doesn't mean, but we're trying to go big as possible to keep the temperatures all under control. We want this car to run and drive and be able to be used and thrashed and everything else. So yeah, we've been cracking on with that, quite a lot of bit of stuff. Neil's done a great job and Josie's done a great job in getting that all wired in and done like that. So the prototype's done, plug and play, is ready to rock and roll. Okay. Right, rolling out another week. We're still cracking on in the workshop. We've had another little product installed actually here, nice little 2-post ramp, which we thought we'd see if it makes sure it can take it. Well, yes, look, there's an X5 here, and it can take an X5 as well. So this little bad boy is just going to help and make our life easier when we're doing geos and everything else. So that's been installed today. So team did a great job. It's a 4-ton plus lift, so it's not a problem. But yeah, you can whip an X5 on there. We've had it on there. Give it a little go there. So yeah, another piece of useful equipment to make our job easier fixing your car. So that's it for this week, guys. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and we will catch you next week.